Hey everybody, my name is LaPrecious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with LaPrecious. So today I'm going to be talking about Dani Leigh and the Yellow Bone song. So Dani Leigh, to those of you who don't know, is a singer. Dani Leigh has been out for a while. The only time I've ever heard of Dani Leigh was when she did the song Take It Easy with Chris Brown, and that's really like the only well-known song that's known by everybody, including black people or people that may have not known of her or of her music before that song came out. But yeah, Dani Leigh was the one who had the song with Chris Brown called Take It Easy. And then she did create the choreography for the Baby Suge, with the bop thing that everybody was doing when that song came out. And she's also a choreographer. So she's choreographed a lot of videos, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and she's made a lot of music. But unfortunately, we all know her for being the baby side chick, now girlfriend. So I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on with Dani Leigh and this whole issue with the Yellowbone song. So I listened to the Yellowbone song and I did not like it. I felt like the song was cheaply done. I felt like it was lazy. And I felt like the song was just really unnecessary and inappropriate and very insensitive. And the reason why I think it was very insensitive is because Dani Leigh has gotten bad press for the past 2 years now. The first time a lot of people came to know of Dani Leigh was not because of her music. It was mainly because of the scandal between the baby, his baby mama, and her. So it's been like a love triangle between those three for like the past 2 years. Dani Leigh, she started claiming the baby, posting pictures on Snapchat, Instagram, and whatever, and just gushing over him, and was even doing interviews about him, even though she was side swiping and sidelining a lot of the answers because she didn't want people in her business, even though she put her business out there that her and the baby was an item when the baby wasn't even claiming her or saying that they were an item. So yeah, Dani Leigh was pretty much team the baby in the beginning and whatnot. And his baby mama kept continuously saying, he's with me, he's mine, he's not yours, blah blah blah. And it's like Dani Leigh just couldn't let it go. Then Dani Leigh, when she realized that the baby didn't want her like that, she put this long, drawn out letter on Instagram, and like it was one of those like heartfelt or one of those poetic letters that she put up on Instagram where it had like the clouds in the background saying what God has for me is for me. I got a new house, I got a new album, new music, new this, new that, and I'm good, I'm ready. All the negativity is behind me, it's past me, and I don't need it. So it seemed like she took the L at the time that this man was never going to claim her and never going to be with her, and that she was over it. So it's like, okay, we kind of done with that story. The baby done left her alone and I got with the baby mama. But then fast forward, it's like we're seeing the baby out with other women, still getting in trouble with the law, and him and the baby mama looking like they're together one minute and they're not the next minute, and they're together. So it was looking very confusing. Then all of a sudden, a couple months ago, the baby is claiming Dani Leigh. So I assume, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not really invested in the baby and Dani Leigh like that. I don't listen to the baby like that 24/7. I'm not a big fan of his music. Yes, I do like the fact that he's from Charlotte, North Carolina, because y'all know I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So I always love seeing people from the North Carolina state make it big, because you don't really have too many well-known rappers or singers that are from North Carolina and make it big and still rep North Carolina like that. So that's the only thing I can respect about the baby. Now Dani Leigh, I did like the song "Take It Easy" with Chris Brown. I loved it, and she did have a song called "Baby, Little Baby" that she had with Little Baby. Then she had a Spanish version out too. So that was cute. But other than that, I'm not really a big fan of her either. Now we're focusing on her relationship with the baby and herself. I assume that the baby, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if Dani Leigh snuck in his DMs or got in his ear and started loving him up or love bombing him, and that's how they became an item, or if the baby realized, I got this girl that wants to be with me, I could be with her to be a good look, and and that's probably what could have happened. But I feel like the baby, and a lot of people have talked about this, why the baby chose Dani Leigh over his baby mama, mainly because Dani Leigh is a lighter skinned woman, and we all know that when you're of another race other than black and you're light skinned, you do tend to get more leverage and more privilege in the entertainment industry versus being dark skinned and being a dark skinned woman. I personally feel like the baby chose to go with Dani Leigh because she's in the industry. My thing is, and I feel like a lot of women sometimes have to be careful when you date people in the industry and you're not in the industry yourself, because these men have access to a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of money, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of different things that you don't have access to because you're not in the industry. So I believe the baby did do it for looks because this is a prolific situation he had going on with Dani Leigh for about a year or two. And we all know how this goes. Dark skinned black man gets with a light skinned woman or a non black woman, and they become a pair and they become an item, and it blows up in the front page news. So I do believe that the baby did do that specifically because of that. As far as there being any real love or any real feelings, I see it a little bit, but not a whole lot. Like when I see their relationship, it doesn't scream, I love her, I love him. We all know Dani Leigh is proud of the baby. She conquered the baby. And I'm finna get into that conquering thing too with Dani Leigh and the baby because a lot of non black people, especially sometimes, not all the time, when it comes to black people, they like to conquer us. So yeah, I'll get into that later on. So, yeah, I feel like the baby and Dani Leigh, they are a little bit in love. Dani Leigh, of course, is more in love with him than the baby is with her. And it's just pretty much a publicity stunt because I really can't see them being together for the next 2 years or so. Now, moving along from the makeup of their relationship, let's talk about Dani Leigh and her Yellow Bone song. I already mentioned in the beginning of the video that the video wasn't sensitive, it wasn't appropriate, and it shouldn't have been done in the first place. But I feel like Dani Leigh is doing nothing but taking L's from this relationship. Because I feel like in the beginning she left with egg on her face. Because she did a video with him and she was walking around, like, this is my man, I got him, I conquered him and everything. And the baby mama looked mad on Instagram. Then fast forward after that, she got her feelings hurt when the baby wasn't claiming her, didn't want her, and he ended up being with the baby mama instead. And she took the L. And then now fast forward to now, I got my man, I got him, he wanna be with me, he don't wanna be with you. So me and him are cool now. I really do feel like Dani Leigh did this to kind of say, yeah, I took your man, yeah, I got your man, and you can't do nothing about it. And I'm gonna make a song how he want a yellow bone, how he want me, and how he don't want you. And I felt like Dani Leigh was kind of feeling herself a little too much in this situation, and it fell straight back in her face because now I'm about to get into this whole conquering conversation that a lot of people don't like to have, especially black people and non-black people, because I have seen it for myself. That, and I even made a comment about this on, I think it was I Am Elojo's video, where there was a Mexican girl, and I'm saying Mexican because I can tell from looking at her genetic makeup, and her face that she is a Mexican descendant woman. And she was pretty much talking about Hispanic women dating black men. And I commented underneath the video, and I even made a comparison as to how when black men date non-black women, a lot of the women sometimes, including Hispanic women, think that they have one-upped us, that they're better than us because they done conquered our men. And then when you have black women like Serena Williams, Meghan Markle, and I know Meghan Markle is biracial, but when she got over there in that palace with Prince Harry, them people had snooty pooty attitudes because because of her blackness. I mean, come on, and that's another thing I'm tired of too. Meghan Markle is black in this situation because we all know when she got married with Prince Harry and was even dating him, it was a problem for a lot of them royals up in there because now they had somebody black up in that palace. Because yeah, their mama, they had found out that Princess Diana had an Indian, I think great grandma or something like that. That was the maid, but we all know when it comes to these other races, when they marry white people, they seen on the same level as whites because they got the good hair, the soft skin, the privilege, and all of that. So there's really no difference. But when it comes to blacks, dark skin, kinky hair, big lips, big nose, slavery, being the underdog, and all that kind of stuff. So we already have that less than mentality from non-black people when we come into non-black spaces, especially when we've been invited or welcomed in. So we have a lot to prove. but we have to deal with the hate that comes with it as well. So Meghan Markle in that situation is black because we all know the reason why that marriage got so much publicity the way that it did because she was a half black woman marrying a white royal in England in the palace. So we got that. Now with Serena Williams, when she married Ohanian Alexis, she got a lot of flack for that too. Because the thing is just for whatever reason, when black men get with light skinned or non black women, it's always seen as they want a prize. But when it comes to black women dating non black men or whatever, oh, why is he with her? She's too dark. Her hair's too kinky. You know, she must be his bed wench or something like that. And then we get into a lot of derogatory and slave terms and stuff. And I hate to even say it, sometimes it be coming more from the black folks than it do from the white and non-black people. And that's the thing about the black community. There's just so much disengagement with culture and color, and there's even a lot of self-hate mixed up in that too. And then there's this backwards mindset of how when black people, whether it be men or women, when we date out, now we're not black anymore, and now we no longer have no melanin. We a bed wench, we a maid, we just all this crazy stuff. And when most of us, whether we want to believe it or not, are light skinned the color that we are because of interracial relationships. And I know some of those did come from rape and adultery, but I mean, let's be honest here. Because I just feel like with this whole Dani Leigh situation with non black people trying to conquer black folks, it is black people's fault to an extent. Because we have made it so cool and so acceptable for non black people to sit with us at tables and cookouts and smoking sections behind buildings and stuff like that in liquor stores, that it's okay to say the N word, it's okay to have this fake black accent and to be cool and sitting in the coop and all that kind of stuff and listening to hip hop music wearing saggy pants. They're pretty much the stereotypical black image. And we made it so cool and we give them passes and stuff because, they got a black friend, black girlfriend, and all this kind of stuff. And that's why non-black people even now think it's acceptable to come in our spaces and to treat us like this. And I'm glad that black people are finally seeing how it's problematic, it's not acceptable, and how we shouldn't allow it. So I am glad that black people are voicing their opinions and letting it be known that this is not right and it's not the way to go. Now, moving along to the conquering thing. I see it a lot with non-black people sometimes with interracial relationships, and not all of them do that because you do have interracial relationships that are formed in love. But unfortunately, you do see where some non-black people, non-black women sometimes feel like they have to conquer the black man or the black woman. And a lot of times that mindset does come from slavery. Because when you think about it, a lot of these behaviors that non-blacks have put against us in present time, they're the same way they did us as slaves. Because when they picked us out as slaves, they would line us up on the plank. They would pick the strongest black man that would be the strongest in the field. And they even used black men for sexual pleasures as well. We all know that. Because not only black women were sexually exploited, black men were sexually exploited too by both slave master women and men. And so when it came to the black woman, if she was big and had this motherly figure and whatnot, she was chosen to be the maid, the caretaker, or the breastfeeder and whatnot. And yeah, they did sexually abuse and use as a concubine or as a mistress the larger black women as well. When it came to the tall, bulky, or the tall, strong structured black woman, they would use her to be in the fields to cut down sugar cane or to cut down tobacco or whatever, but sometimes they would sexualize her as well. And we even see it with statues in different countries that had slaves. You can go to Latin American countries in places like Cuba and still see statues of extremely dark women that look like the mammy figure or look like the maids and stuff. I've even been in Cuban restaurants where they have figures that have those images of the extremely black skin, the big red lips, and all of that. So those mentalities are still carried out to this day. And unfortunately, the mindsets are carried out because in a lot of black folks' minds, sometimes they still think that we're slaves. They treat us like slaves, and as soon as they conquer us, they know that they can learn our culture and take our culture from us and try to live through that and outdo it because they feel like they could do it better than us. And since in their minds we're still slaves and less than, they could take it from us, and we're not going to say anything because we want to be accepted by non-black people. In order to be accepted, you have to go along to get along and do as they say and not as they do, just to fit in. And unfortunately, a lot of us still do that, go along, get along stuff in order to fit in with other people, and that's why they come in and take over like that. Because in a lot of non-black cultures, they don't believe in having these discussions about race and class and just deep feelings and stuff, because in their cultures they see it as improper. That when somebody tells you to do something, you're supposed to do it. And when it comes to trouble and this, that, and the third, it's a silent treatment. What's understood doesn't need to be explained, and you go on and you move on, and you let stuff happen. And that's what we're seeing now with a lot of these non-black people coming into the black culture, perpetuating black people and black culture and thinking they can do it better than us when they really can't. But unfortunately, they are, because of colorism and things that come along with that. So I really do feel like Dani Leigh did that to say, yeah, I got your man, and yeah, he want a yellow bone, and yeah, he wants me. Now, the term yellow bone, that don't even pertain to Dani Leigh. Yes, Dani Leigh is Dominican, but Dominican is a nationality, but it can also be seen as a race. And just because she's Dominican does not make her black. I get so tired of people always wanting to put Hispanic people under the black umbrella because they have black culture and black features and whatnot. And I mean, I'm not going to negate that. Yes, a lot of Hispanics do have black in them. I've met plenty of Hispanics that look so black that I can't even tell they're Hispanic until they start speaking Spanish, or they refer to their family members as Hispanic. So yes, I do know the presence of blackness within the Hispanic community, but to me, they're not black. Their culture is different. Their language is different. Their mindsets about race and color and culture is different. It's just different, and it's not like the black American culture. So I don't consider them to be black like that. Dani Leigh, her ancestry DNA results were put out, and it showed her genetic makeup. Most of the percentages she showed, I mean, you're pretty much white, Spanish, European, you're pretty much European and Native American and African, which is pretty much what every Hispanic person is. So it's like, by you putting that out, you ain't proving nothing to us. You're still proving to us that you are a Hispanic person that has the same genetic makeup as every other Hispanic. The same trigueña, that's the term that they use in Latin America, which means mixed. Well, and trigueña pretty much means mixed with three different races, with the three. You have the European, the African, and the Native American. So, I mean, you're just proving to people with those DNA results that you're still Dominican and you're still Hispanic and you're not black. So, that whole releasing the ancestral DNA, that wasn't necessary, and it really made it look worse than better. Now, moving along to the apology. Dani Leigh did not issue any type of apology whatsoever, because to me, she pretty much just gave an apology to shut everybody up, but she really didn't give an apology because she meant it. And the whole I have beautiful dark skinned friends and I'm dating a whole chocolate man. You having dark skinned friends and having a whole chocolate man does not negate the fact that you're a colorist. And then a lot of people I've seen do videos on this, I don't think have mentioned that Dani Leigh was a whole nother color in those clips when she was singing along to the Yellow Bone song. I'm like, why is your skin so dark? Like, why do you look like you painted yourself in black or well, brown foundation, or you about burned your skin from tanning? And I just don't understand this whole infatuation of blackness from non-black people. I'm like, y'all have all this privilege, and y'all can go wherever y'all want to go, walk down the street, make all this money, get better job opportunities and stuff than any of us ever could because y'all are non-black. But y'all want to come over to our community and perpetuate our hair and our color and our dances and stuff and whatever else we make and perpetuate it. Like, I don't understand that. If y'all like bashing us and hurting us and talking about our color and looks and stuff, why are y'all trying to be us so bad? And to be honest, I've always said that racism is really disguised jealousy, because I feel like a lot of this perpetuation of blackness that a lot of non-black people want to do so bad is because they're jealous. They wish they had our melanin. They had our rhythm. They wish they had our lips and our noses and our butts and our eyes and hair textures and stuff like that. They wish that they had this power that we had, but unfortunately a lot of it was taken from us because they wanted to dehumanize us and beat us down and crush us so bad that they took a lot of it from us as slaves. And they don't even realize that they're doing the same thing the slave masters did to us now by taking our culture, putting it on them, thinking it's better, and then trying to turn around and teach us about our culture and tell us who we are when they're not even from the culture or other cultures to even tell us that. So I just feel like the whole Dani Leigh situation, it really made her look more dumb than she already looks for being a side chick to the baby and then going through all this mess just to become his girlfriend. And then you dancing around in our faces saying, oh, you got him and you a yellow bone and all this kind of stuff. And you made yourself look stupid. And then the whole term about being a yellow bone, you're not a yellow bone. Yellow bone and red bone is what the black community has used to describe the variations of light skinned people. Red bones are light skinned people that have a reddish tone to their skin. And yellow bone people are pretty much light skinned black people. You know, they don't have no red undertone, no brown undertone, or not a strong hint of melanin. I mean, yeah, they have a little bit of melanin because they're a lighter skinned version of blackness, but they're light. They're just a light skinned black person. So I just feel like Dani Leigh, this was a fail, an epic fail at that. And it was just really unnecessary to do that song and very insensitive. And I think Dani Leigh, she just needs to leave this whole the baby situation alone. You got your man, you won, you got what you wanted. Take the L and your own personal W for winning him over. And just go and make your music and disappear off into the sun. Because this whole thing was just very unnecessary. And you thought you was going to get a lot of praise for this and you didn't. And I feel like this is about like the Gina Rodriguez thing. And Gina Rodriguez is the actress who plays on the Virgin, who plays on this TV show called, what is the name of this TV show? It's about her being a virgin. It used to come on CW a long time ago. I think it's called Virgin Mary or something with a virgin. Like that time she was singing the Lauryn Hill song and said nigga on purpose and then got mad when everybody was talking about her. Then she tried to claim the whole Afro Latina term and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, you knew what you was doing, Dani Leigh, and you wanted to rub it in our faces, but you felt like since black women are so used to sitting back and being haters and watching you that we wasn't gonna say nothing, and then you got your tail toe up. So I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a good night.